They say that comparison is the thief of joy, and I agree with that. But you know what else is the thief of joy? Constantly identifying with your past and things you feel make you you. At any point, you're allowed to say, I no longer identify with that, and it's no longer me. And it can be true. And there's nothing stopping us from doing that. There's nothing stopping me from saying, I'm not that way, and I don't subscribe to the idea that I have to stay this way forever. And then you just don't have to. I don't know. Seems cool.
I think the one thing that I have never felt embarrassed being is femme. It is the one thing in my entire life that has always been a source of confidence for me. It's the one thing I've never felt embarrassed by. It's the one thing that I've always just been like, if they see me and they see this, that's good and okay. And I think that's awesome. I don't know if I've made a video for February, but if this is the first video for February, what a good fucking month.
So deeply unhappy right now, bro.
Christ, things have been fucking crazy in my goddamn life. I watched my video, my very first YouTube video from last year. One, I'm thinner then, and I really don't know how I'm reconciling with that because I can tell, even though I can't really tell. I was so much happier a year ago, and I'm fucking miserable now, it feels like. I feel like all the time I'm just fucking dissociating, or I'm pissed off, or I feel dysregulated, or I'm crying. Like, I feel like I'm only happy and I'm only having a good time when I'm at the club and I'm dancing, or when I'm fucking on drugs, which is fucked up, because I never wanted to be one of those fucking people, you know what I'm saying? I gained a lot of weight, and I made peace with the fact that I gained weight. Like, that's fine. I don't have an issue with the fact that I gained weight. All my routines that I used to have it set in place just are gone. I don't take care of myself the way that I used to. I don't prioritize my care in that way, even though I think that I think in my brain somewhere I do. I don't know. Hopefully March will bring me some clarity. I made an active decision not to argue with things that I feel either aren't constructive, or that I know for a fact won't go anywhere. And it's a recent development, but I was like, I just don't have to argue, and I can just be like, okay, and I can say my objective truth and the way I feel, and then I don't have to argue that objective truth because that is the way that I feel. And other people can disagree with me, and I don't have to agree with them, and, like, we can exist in that as long as we both exist within that, like, little realm of radical honesty, I guess. And I don't know. I know who I am. I feel like I have a good grasp on who I am and what I'm doing. I've been doing this shit for a minute, you know? I've lived in my head. I've been doing the work. There's no way that this one thing is going to try and deter the fact that I know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of other things, objectively, in my world, tell me and reaffirm that that is true. And I can trust that. No one has the authority to tell me who I am and what I think and how I feel except for me. And only people who I envy, who I admire, and who I actively look to for inspiration are people who will be exceptions to that rule. I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination. I'm only 25. I turned 26 this summer. 10 years, while in the grand scheme of things, isn't a lot of time. In the small 2 decades that most of these young queer kids have been alive, it really is. And so, like, getting to just be unashamedly a very queer, very flamboyant, very femme person around some kids who are kind of from small towns, who don't really get to see really queer, loudly like that. And one of my coworkers, he and I have always kind of had this very kindred spirit kind of dynamic, and I really like working with him. And today I leave and I'm always just like, all right, bye, love you guys, and I leave. And he said he loved me too today.